Hey everyone, welcome back to More Fit Than Fat. Today, I want to talk about a concept that has completely changed the way many people think about health, fitness, and aging. It's called Healthspan. Most people focus on lifespan, which simply means how long you live, but Healthspan is different. Healthspan is about how long you stay strong, healthy, and capable during your life. In other words, it's not just about living longer, it's about living better. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand why living longer isn't the real goal, what Healthspan actually means, and what you can start doing today to stay strong, active, and independent as you get older. My name is Steve, and I've been a medical provider for over 20 years. Please pause and read the disclaimer. But I'm also like you. I'm not in tip-top shape, but I'm working on it. And I'm more fit this week than I was last week. So think about this for a second. Most of us have seen older adults who are in their 70s, their 80s, and still doing amazing things. They're hiking, traveling, playing golf, working in their yard. They're living independently. But we've also seen the opposite. People who reach their 60s or 70s and already struggle with mobility, chronic disease, and limited independence. The difference between those two outcomes often comes down to health span. And what you do about it now will make a difference in later years. For some of you in your 50s, you might see retirement right around the corner. What kind of retirement do you want that to be? Even if you are watching this video and you're in your 60s or later, it's not too late to start. Healthspan refers to the number of years in your life that you remain healthy and functional, not just alive, healthy, strong, mentally sharp, able to do all the things you enjoy. For many people, lifespan has increased over the past century thanks to the advances in medicine, but health span hasn't increased at the same pace. That means many people are living longer but spending more years dealing with chronic disease. The idea of health span became widely known in scientific circles in 1987. That's when gerontologists John Rowe and Robert Kahn published a major article in the Journal of Science about successful aging. In that article, they wrote a line that became very influential in aging research. They said, "A revolutionary increase in lifespan has already occurred, but a corresponding increase in health span, the maintenance of full function as nearly as possible to the end of life, should be the next goal." That statement helped shift the conversation from simply living longer to living better. This idea matters because the goal isn't just to add years to your life. The goal is to add life to your years. Nobody wants to live to 90 if the last 20 years are spent sick, weak, or dependent on other people. What people really want is to stay active, capable, and independent for as long as possible. Today, many experts in longevity and preventative medicine talk about reducing the gap between lifespan and health span. In other words, compressing the period of illness at the end of life. Instead of slowing down declining for decades, the goal is to stay healthy and active for most of your life and then have a much shorter period of decline towards the end. But it's also not even about your last few decades. It's also about now. Do you want to be the parent who sits on the sidelines? Or do you want to be the one who runs with your kids, who throws the football, hikes the trail, plays on the beach, and actually travels and enjoys it? I strongly recommend the book Outlive by Peter Attia. As you can see, my copy is well read and bookmarked with many notes. This book was truly life-changing for me, and it goes in depth about health span and how to improve your life and make the most of it and ward off the diseases of aging. The good news is that health span isn't just determined by genetics. Your daily habits have a huge impact. The biggest factors include exercise, nutrition, sleep, stress management, and social connections. In fact, research consistently shows that regular physical activity is one of the most powerful tools we have for extending health span. Strength and fitness become especially important as we age. Muscle mass naturally declines with age in a process called sarcopenia. Exercise in particular is one of the most powerful tools we have for extending health span. Strength training helps maintain muscle mass and prevent frailty. Aerobic exercise improves cardiovascular health and metabolic function. Mobility and balance training help prevent injuries and falls later in life. If people don't actively work to maintain strength, that loss of muscle can lead to weakness, falls, and loss of independence later in life. People who maintain strength, mobility, and cardiovascular fitness often remain active and independent well into their later decades. Think about the difference between two 80-year-olds. One struggles to walk across the parking lot, has difficulty getting out of a chair, and needs help with many daily tasks. The other can still travel, hike, play with grandkids, work in the yard, get off the floor without assistance, and enjoy an active lifestyle. The difference between those two people often come down to habits that were built decades earlier. Those abilities just don't happen automatically. They're built over years of taking care of your body. That's really what this channel is about. More Fit Than Fat isn't about chasing perfection. It's about building a body that supports the life you want to live, now in your 40s or 50s, and well into your 60s and beyond. A body that lets you stay active, capable, and independent for as long as possible. So the next time you think about your health goals, try shifting your perspective. Don't just think about losing weight or hitting a number on the scale. Think about the kind of life you want to live 10, 20, 30, or even 40 years from now. Think about maintaining strength, mobility, and independence for as long as possible. That's the real goal. That's what Healthspan is all about. If you want to improve your health span, the formula isn't complicated. Move your body regularly, build and maintain strength, take care of your metabolic health, prioritize sleep, manage stress, and stay engaged with people and activities that give your life meaning. If you found this video helpful, like the video and subscribe to the channel so we can get this message out to others like us. Also, drop a comment telling me one thing you're going to do today to improve your health span. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. Just keep working towards being more fit this week than last week. And I'll see you again soon.